Hello there, Joel from Jonesy's, and this video we're going to talk about our Project Tom, our very first Fummins build. For those of you that don't know what a Fummins is, it is a Ford Cummins swap. We named this project Tom because we purchased the truck from a very nice gentleman, this guy right here, and he graciously drove it out all the way from Maryland to deliver it to us. We then also bought a Thomas-built school bus through the auction site GovDeals from our local school district. The school bus had about 156,000 miles on it. So we harvested the Cummins 24 valve, which is rated at approximately 250 horsepower. Pulled that engine out with lots of cutting and grinding and hacking and lots of heavy equipment. But we got it out, and then we freshened it up with a set of head studs, a fluid dampener, as well as 100 horsepower increase injectors. So we should be able to be approximately 350 horsepower. Got it all mocked up. We fabricated our own engine mounts that we'll have for sale through the Adventure Vehicles website for anybody that would like to do their own Fummins swap. Tried to retain as much of the original school bus stuff as we could, so we modified the front cross member to clear the big oil pan, and restored the entire chassis of the truck so that it was all fresh and preserved. One of the cool things that we tried to do on this build is retain as much of the school bus components as we could, and that went to the onboard air system. So we mounted the one of the air tanks off of the school bus and retained the engine-driven compressor. Went to Wild Horse Manufacturing for the ZF6 Ford 6-speed adapter and South Bend for their conversion clutch. Very happy with those two products. Then once we got it all bolted together, we flew it into the chassis and got everything assembled. So here's a little video of a walk around. After countless hours of work, we are finally to the point where we are ready to lower the Ford back onto the chassis with the Cummins installed. So now is a great opportunity to showcase all of the chassis work that we have done, as well as some of the install details that otherwise you wouldn't really have any access to. So as you guys know, the 24 valve came out of a school bus, so it has got the industrial injection units, and consequently it's got all of the wiring harness that comes out of the main connector for your power and grounds there, as well as all of your interface for your indicator lights and check engine light and things like that coming out there. So we have those looms kind of laid out here, and then we will terminate them into the Ford chassis or into the Ford body once it kind of comes down. So one thing you guys will immediately notice about the industrial engine is we have this massive air compressor that ran all the air brakes. And so we wanted to retain that if possible. And in order to do that, we had to plumb in the coolant for that air compressor. So that's what that line is. And then we plumbed the air dryer out of the school bus, built a custom bracket and mounted the air dryer unit right there, and then continued all the way into the rear of the vehicle where the original spare tire would mount, and we mounted up our air tank, which we also salvaged from the school bus. Then after the air tank, comes over to some solenoid valves to control our airbags that we installed. So continuing on with our relatively complicated air system, we came around, and in our Diamond Eye 4-inch exhaust, we installed a pack brake exhaust brake. Cut off the downpipe for the 7.3 and then used a 3-inch to 4-inch mandrel bend elbow to connect up to our turbo. So fabricated our own mounts, used some later model Dodge isolators, and installed our brackets. You can see a much better image of that right there. Engine placement is approximately 2 inches rearward, so we relocated the bolts for the transmission crossmember from here to here, so moving that back, and consequently had to have new drive lines made. So ours is a ZF6 6-speed, and because it again moved back, we elongated our hole for our shifter. So continuing up forward here, using our high mount kit with our 1 3/4 lower water inlet, as well as the Denso alternator and the sanding compressor. We changed the compressor head on the back to the GV, which will adapt up perfectly to our AC lines from the Ford Power Stroke. So continuing down, we made a custom lower water radiator hose, custom bent this piece of pipe, which will come around and connect up to the factory Ford radiator. Installed a fluid damper, as well as you can see, our high mount kit. Utilized the Dodge truck water outlet as opposed to the straight up industrial one, as well as our DIY U-welded air horn kit with a standard 90. So for the power steering, we're back on this side of the engine. For the power steering, we have a big inlet, and we'll mount the original school bus reservoir in this general location. It was quite a bit of work to get the industrial big oil pan in. It's hard to see from the video, but we ended up modifying and cutting and boxing the original Ford crossmember so that we could run the high capacity oil pan. That's not necessary if you run the Dodge pan, but since the school bus was already paid for, we decided the more oil the better. There you can see our mounts. We also installed the filter unit from the school bus. We tried to retain as much of the school bus and the industrial components as we could on this build. Topped it all off with a Fummins valve cover, and the reason we ended up doing that was not only because it looks really nice, but it relocates the oil fill to the front of the engine. Performance upgrades, we didn't do anything to the injector pump itself. The programming is locked, you cannot tune these, but we did install a set of 100 horsepower injectors. So we upgraded the injectors. This engine itself is rated at approximately 250 horsepower. So with the 100 horsepower injectors, it should be right around the 350 range. We have actually test fired it in the chassis just as it sits, so we know that it runs, and we know that it exactly how we need to hook up the wiring. So that is the tour of the chassis, and now it's time to go ahead and drop the body on. So we were finally ready to install the body back on, and our project is going to go in 2 phases. Our plan is to get the body set back on and get things kind of temporarily wired in. After we put the body back on, we went ahead and hooked up all the intercooler piping and the plumbing. And I did a how-to video on the intercooler piping, so you guys should check that out. Also, make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you get all the updates for this build. Like I said, this is kind of phase 1, where we're just trying to get it running, get everything kind of dialed in, and then phase 2, we will tackle the exterior body, the wiring, as well as refurbish all of the interior. So without further ado, we're going to end this video with a little short clip of the engine running. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching.